Growing up, I experienced a lot of challenges as a lefty. Being a southpaw, which is also being a lefty, there are a lot of discriminations here and there, of course. Growing up in a society where lefties are viewed like taboos, it was really difficult coping back then. Although the challenges have kind of reduced, but it still baffles me to know that there are still people who have this mentality of viewing lefties as, I don't know what to call it, but they just view us like we are aliens, like we are not humans, right? Especially when you use your hand, left hand, to handle or give money to people. The way they shun and yell at you is kind of depressing and embarrassing. So back then, I experienced a lot of these issues, especially when it comes to handing money to an adult with a left hand. The way they would shout on you, the way they would curse you, and all of that. Back then, I used to feel bad, but over time, I started challenging the ideology. If you yell at me because I use my left hand, I would retaliate. I would kind of not being abusive, but I would make sure I educate you to make you understand that, come on, you need to drop this um cake mindset, right? And oftentimes people feel like this girl is rude. No, that's not me being rude. It's me actually standing up to the fact that I was born this way and it's not a curse. So today happened to be the International Left-Handers Day. Every 13th of August is set aside to celebrate the uniqueness of left-handers. And this started way back in the year 1976 by Dean R. Campbell. Campbell founded the Left-Handers Club in the United States of America, and ever since, today has been set aside to celebrate our unique nature. Now, this year we do not have a theme. There is no specific theme for this year's celebration. However, this celebration was basically set aside. This day was basically set aside to highlight the difficulties that we lefties often encounter in our everyday life, such as using tools and equipment designed primarily for right-handers. Yes. Now this reminds me that being a lefty, this manual engine they use in grinding stuff, I have never handled it for once. Why? Because of the side it was placed, because it was actually made for right-handed people. One of the days I went to the market to get something, and after buying the thing, I asked the woman to help me grind it. The way she spoke, more like this girl is a spoiled brat, so you cannot handle this engine. What is there to grind? I beg, I should grind the thing and all of that. I smiled. I didn't want to get upset, but being a good girl, I explained to her that I am a lefty and there's no way I can do the magic of handling this, because it's at the side of the hand that I do not really use, because definitely, normally, my left hand is the strong one. My right hand is not really strong, which is why if you see me trying to handle a spoon now, by the time I lift up a spoon of rice, I would have messed up everywhere because it will keep shaking, right? Because my right hand is not strong at all. So for things like that, I can't handle it because of the way it was created. It was made. Okay, but aside that, I use my left hand to do every other thing, even a righty cannot do. Things like slicing vegetables. If you see me slicing okazi like this, you will marvel. I remember then when my twin was still around, anytime I'm cooking, anytime I'm turning soup or anything on fire, she's always scared. Like, this girl will pour our soup away. Or this girl don't go and pour our pot of soup away, because of it looks like I would definitely pour the soup away because of the way my hand is whenever I'm turning things. But the case is not always that way. Or is it when I'm slicing vegetables, she'll be there shouting, hey, this girl will cut her hand. Don't go and cut your fingers. All those kind of a thing. It's always that funny. Or is it when I was in the university, during exam period, if you sit at the wrong angle, you would never copy a thing from me because of the way we place our book. We would always want to turn our book facing us because we've so bent the book that if you are the other side, you would not even see a pin. You would not see anything written on the book. Okay? It is that funny the day made me remember a lot of encounters, a lot of experiences I had being a lefty. Or is it the days I would be eating out and the way people would stare at me like I am an alien or something? One of the days, an old woman walked to me then and like, Nne, jacket I'm like, yes, mama. I'm a lefty. I'm a market. I say, like she was trying to tell me that it's very bad for a woman to use left hand. Like when you get to your husband's house, will you be using left hand? I'm like, yes, ma'am. This is the way I was born. I cannot change it. I can't question God, and it's not a bad thing. Actually, in the right sense of it, lefties are unique people. We are blessed people. We are amazing people. We are smart and intelligent. It's not to make mouth, but that is a fact. Okay. So, or the times recently when I started speaking in church and handling microphones, somebody specifically walked up to me one day like, why do you always hold the microphone on your left hand? I'm like, well, since you've observed, you should know. For me to be handling it with my left hand, you should know that maybe she's a lefty. And so, well, I had to explain. So a lot of, I will not say embarrassing, but sometimes some of these things are kind of embarrassing, the way they walk up to us. And, well, I don't have anything to say. So I just took out today to make this video, or will I call it a voiceover, to just explain my encounter or my experiences as a southpaw, as a lefty, because today is actually for us. So that's it. Being a lefty, we are not is being a lefty is not sickness, is not a taboo. We are not cursed, we are not aliens, we are actually special people. And for those who always feel like we are mistakes, I want to put it to you that we are not. Even if I want to argue it, you will agree with me that lefties are the ones who use the right part of their brain. The right part of the brain controls the left hand and vice versa. If you want to argue that, go read up on that. Okay, I'm not here to educate you on that. So today being specially set aside for us, I want to use this moment to celebrate every left-handed person out there, because I know it's not easy in a society dominated by right-handed people who always feel that lefties are different. Okay, so I want to use this day to celebrate you and to tell you that you're unique, you are loved, you are special, and you are amazing. Happy International Left-Handers Day to us.